Could you tell me about the geographical features of your country? Are there many mountains or beaches? Please explain about it in as much detail as you can.
Model answer. My country, Korea, is located in East Asia, between China and Japan. It is on a peninsula and is surrounded on 3 sides by ocean. Mountains cover about 80% of the land, and so the large population is used to living near mountains. This kind of hilly terrain is good for storing rainwater in mountain springs, and hiking the hills is great exercise close to nature and trees, but travel is made more difficult because of the mountains. Today, Korea is very industrialized and urbanized. Many live in tall apartment complexes. This is efficient use of space, but the result feels very crowded, especially in the cities. And since the winds usually blow from the west, the pollution from China makes the air quality in Korea bad, especially in wintertime. But the 4 seasons of Korea's climate are pleasant to experience.
Have you ever been to a geographically unique area in your country? Where was it? And what did the place look like? What did you see there? What did you do there? What was special about that place? Please tell me in as much detail as possible.
Model answer. A few years ago, I traveled to Jeju Island on an eco-tour. I had been there before a few times on business, but this was the first time I'd traveled there for leisure. The tour included visiting areas with beautiful small-scale waterfalls and horseback riding. But the place that stands out the most is the Manjang Caverns. My tour group and I had to walk down several meters to get to the cavern. When I finally got all the way down, it opened up to a huge cavern. I felt as if I were on a totally different planet. Everything around me looked so huge that I felt like I was shrunken down. There were rocks everywhere. Their reflection in small pools of water glistened. I'd never imagined that there would be a place like that in Korea. The caverns were so beautiful that I hope to visit them again in the future.
You might have been to many places abroad. Where did you visit last? Could you explain the geographical features of the place? What are some differences from your country? I would like you to explain in as much detail as possible.
Model answer. My last visit abroad was to Tokyo. It was 5 months ago, and I went with my cousin simply for vacation. The flight was about 2 hours east of Seoul, which was short and not tiring. Both are megacities and seem very similar, but if I had to mention a couple of differences, it would be the narrower streets and the flatter geography. Tokyo's streets are generally only 1 or 2 lanes. This makes them quieter and easier for people to cross. As a pedestrian, this is definitely a plus. Seoul sometimes has huge boulevards to cross. As for the geography, the Tokyo plain is large and expensive. So there are few mountains or hills to navigate compared to Seoul, which is more or less surrounded by mountains. As a consequence, getting around in Tokyo is less strenuous and the skyline is mostly only of buildings. Overall, it's an attractive city to visit.